Clockwork snaps its rusted chains as shadows dance and pass. A painted smile, a hollow stare, the scent of velvet fills the air. Can you hear the gears? Can you feel the threat to calm your deepest fears? The dolls have left their beds.
Until
search the way to where we are. We dance in the glow, in the eternal ring, in the sun dance, hear the heavens sing. High above the peaks, so close to the sky, the end of the shadows is finally nigh. With gold in our veins and light in our mind, we're leaving the darkness and sorrow behind. In the morning light, where the shadows break, there's a secret path that your senses take. A glitch in the code or a work of art, tearing the rules of the world apart. One eye holds the depth of a frozen sea, the other the warmth of a galaxy. They'll try to label, they'll try to stare, but they can't handle the fire you wear. To shake under us, as if it wants to cast us out? Why do the walls of cities fall while we stand frozen in our doubt? Why does the sky burn over children who never walked a wicked way? Why does the world stay cold and silent when broken hearts still try to pray? Tell me who wrote all these laws that break the gentle first? Tell me who counts all our tears when hope is turning into dust? Hear me now, you distant voice. Why does gold outweigh your life? Why are we left in shadowed places, begging for a spark of light? Tell me why we have to bleed for sins we never made. Who allows darkness to exist where love could take its place? Why do the shadows haunt our streets, born from anger no one needs? Why do dreams die at the borders that we carve with wounded hands? Why does fate strike down the gentle, those who only wish to live? Why is a life worth less than coins that no one wants to give? Tell me who shaped this fragile world where a human heart means so little. Tell me why we keep on hoping when everything feels brittle. Hear me now, you distant force. Why does gold outweigh your life? Why are we left in shadow places, begging for a spark of light? Tell me why we have to bleed for sins we never made. Who allows darkness to exist where love could take its place? If silence answers every prayer, then we will raise our voice instead. Maybe we're the missing truth, the words that never once were said. Maybe we're the light that rises from the ashes of our pain. Hear me now, you distant force. Why does gold outweigh your life? Why are we left in shadow places, begging for a spark of light? Tell me why we have to bleed for sins we never made. Who allows darkness to exist where love could take its The seasons change their colors on the street. I hear the rhythm of 1,000 feet. They run for gold, they run for love and light, while I am fading in the shades of white. This ivory tower, built of bone and breath, a slow rehearsal for the quiet death. The sun is warm beyond the window pane, but on my skin I only feel the rain. My pulse is a ghost, a hollow design, tracing the borders of a life that was mine. I'm reaching out, but the glass doesn't break, counting the dreams that I'll never awake. Exiled in silence, buried in now, to debt I'm paying, though we never met. I see my friends in photographs and frames. They're losing faces, they are losing names. The ghost of who I was is standing there beneath the willow, breathing open air. Exiled in silence, buried in now. To the weight of the embers, I'm forced to bow. My life is a story that I'll never write. A flickering candle in infinite night. Oh, carry this burden, this lead-heavy core. I'm watching the world from a locked-away shore. It's not the end that brings the deepest fear. It's staying still while all things disappear. The world moves on, a tidal wave so vast, and I'm the anchor, tethered to the past. Unseen, unheard, unknown. Heart exiled in silence, buried in now. To the weight of the embers, I'm forced to bow. My life is a story that I'll never write. A flickering candle in infinite night. I'm still here. I'm still here. But the world is a shore I can't reach anymore. The garden is blooming. The world is a past, and I am forever behind the glass. The quest log flickers in the pale moonlight. A dragon in the sky, frozen mid-flight. I draw my blade of pure crystal stone, but the engine is shaking me down to the bone. The ground beneath is starting to fray. The textures are melting and turning to gray. A potion for mana, a click for the power. I've been trapped in this dungeon for many an hour. I see the zeros, I see the ones. The code is screaming, the system runs. Locked in the game between magic and code. A high score of pain on this digital road. I'm casting the spell, I'm summoning light, but the firewall stands in the middle of night. Hit escape, but the world remains still. I'm losing my mind, I'm losing my will. The NPC grins with a twitch in his eye, repeating the script as the servers all die. I know every path, I know every quest, but this boss fight is putting my soul to the test. The frames are dropping, the shadows they bleed. Is this the adventure I thought that I need? A potion for mana, a click for the power. I've been trapped in this dungeon for many every tide is pulling in. It's not a sound that hits the ear, but every muscle feels the fear. A sudden chill, a sudden heat, the rhythm of a broken beat. It's not a whisper, not a choice. The body finds its own dark voice. Nerves are trembling like strings in the game. We ignore the truth, we hide behind the veil. But the message carves its way through the skin, through every pulse from deep within. Are you listening? It speaks to you in every sting, in all you do. Pain is the language that everyone knows. When the soul rips the wind that the body sows. No need for shallow words, just this burn. A signal for lessons we refuse to learn. It tells you the truth, no voice, no lies. Carrying the burden until the fire dies. We cover it up with a colorful haze, numbing the shivers, lost in the maze. But the limbs grow heavy, heavy as lead. The warning is loud, it's all in your head. No, a burning knot, a pounding heart, the grammar of sorrow, a work of art. Every sting is a sentence you read when you ignore the hunger you feed. Nerves are trembling like strings in the game. We ignore the truth, we hide behind the veil. But the message carves its way through the skin, through every pulse from deep within. Are you listening? It speaks to you in every sting, in all you do. Pain is the language that everyone knows. When the soul reaps the wind that the body sows. No need for shallow words, just this burn. A signal for lessons we refuse to learn. It tells you the truth, no voice, no lies. Carrying the burden until the fire dies. You can hate it, you can curse the name, you can seek the pills to douse the flame. But it is the guardian, the red lights glare, a necessary evil across you bear. It forces the silence finally. The language of truth is infinity. Are you listening? It speaks to you in every sting, in all you do. Pain is the language that everyone knows. When the soul reaps the wind at the body. When the soul needs for shallow words, just this burn. A signal for lessons we refuse to learn. It tells you the truth, no voice, no lies. Dies. Just listen. It speaks to you, the language of your skin. Only pain remains true.
jagged past, a silent ghost, a spell recast. I